Whoa, finally got the legendary Ya. You heard me. I had to come all the way out here to H-Town, Screwston, Texas to get this exclusive interview and shit like that, man. It's been a long time coming. It's been an honor. Finally, a true pioneer of Southern hip hop, foundation of New Orleans, Cash Money Records. Without UNLV, I mean, to me, wouldn't be no Cash Money story and stuff like that. So, man, how you doing? And introduce your partner and your people too, whatever. So
What's up? I'm great. It's your boy Lil Ya, UNLV's finest, you dig? I mean, GD, you introduced me well. I don't need to say nothing else, you know what I mean?
And who you on?
By the way, this Big Diesel, man. Diesel the Beast.
Okay, and Diesel from where?
Diesel from Uptown, Magnolia Project.
Okay. Third one. Keep it in the family, huh?
Oh yeah.
So I want to start off with, tell the people that probably don't know you, where you grew up at in New Orleans, and how was it growing up for you in New Orleans?
Well, I grew up Uptown, New Orleans, Third Wall, surrounded by the Mac, Melf, and Callio projects. I'm from an area called Six and Barone.
Okay.
It's a hood, and like I say, we deep in the Third Wall, almost in the middle of all those projects. So, what goes on in the projects, damn near go on Six and B. You know what I'm saying?
So how was it, like you said, growing up, and how many brothers and sisters you had? How was
man,
parents
growing up, I lived a life. I can't complain. You know what I mean? I was blessed with my mom and my dad. Both of them was fortunate. You know what I'm saying? I had two sisters, an older sister and a younger sister. I was the only boy, and I was pretty spoiled. Never selfish, but pretty spoiled. Got, mainly any and everything I asked for. You know what I'm saying? I had, like, I can remember being the first kid on the block with the Atari 2600. You know what I'm saying? That was a big thing back in the day, because everybody in our hood, it was a lot less fortunate people. So to be, to have Atari and even cable television, I was one of the first on the block with that.
Thanks.
To let my little partners in and, play on the game and watch cable. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was amazing for them.
Right, and it's the cable boxes they had when people used to get the hookup cable. They'll put the chips in the box.
This was before the chips.
Before the chips.
Before the chips.
So y'all
you couldn't
been
get
doing
them chips back in the day.
On 6 and B, y'all was doing it then.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a few people around there like Tyler Perry. He was from off 6 and Barone.
I read that in his book, yeah.
Servon, Corey, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He from 6
No
and B.
Yeah.
And they come from fortunate families too. You know what I'm saying? So they could relate to what I'm saying by letting kids that, less fortunate in the house to play the game. Because I can remember Tyler Perry, little brother Emery, he basically was on the same level, and Servon was too.
Right, and it's different, like you say, and this was probably in the 80s, right?
Yeah, early.
Because I know a lot of people know about the East living good and having cable and all, but y'all was uptown, even having stuff like that, and y'all was living around there where people might have not thought that, but y'all parents probably was doing pretty good with the money, and it was discipline. What schools you went to? I know you said you went to.
I went to Catholic school. I went to private school. And by the time I got to public school, I went to Crocker for a year. I went to Green for a year. I went to Carter G. Woodson for 2 years, and I graduated from Cohen.
Right, Carter G. Woodson.
Basically all uptown schools.
And it's crazy because Carter G. Woodson is the guy that created the holiday on Black History Month.
Black History Month, exactly.
So, tell me that story about, I think you were saying something about how you and Tech met and y'all with the teacher or something like that.
Yeah, man, it was 7th grade.
Tech 9.
Me and Tech first met as our first day at junior high school. We both fresh out of middle school or whatever, So we didn't know each other at all. We in the class, everybody saying their names and all that shit or whatever. It's one of those days, time of year in school. Right. First day of school, so he straight out the mail for me. I'm not knowing that he done moved on 6 Barone, but he out the mail, and we in the classroom, and he just disturbing the class, cursing and all kind of ignorant ass shit. And I'm like, damn, don't you hold that shit? You know what I'm saying? So we had words over that. I ain't gonna lie, I snitched on him.
Oh shit!
I snitched on him, dog, because I told the teacher, man, won't you move this little dude from by me? He making all the noise, disturbing, whatever. So. That's dry snitching.
Being a disruption, yeah.
Yeah, so she was like, she got on his ass and he was pissed off. He was like, we gonna fight after school. So we said where we was gonna meet at, and That nigga wasn't there. I was there.
He never showed up.
He was. He said he showed up. I know I was there.
So in his interview, he might say something different.
Yeah, he might say he was there, but you know,
right.
He wasn't there.
And it's crazy because when you think about, I remember that episode when Martin and Gina met on Martin, and everybody had a different story of how Martin and Gina met.
Yeah.
So like you say, it's funny though. Like you say, you might say, man, I was there and all that. But you think that come from the way your parents raised you, like to be respectable, and that's
definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
You know, the ladies trying to do a job.
His parents raised him that same way because we similar.
Right.
Even though he out of the project, his mom and his dad had money. You know, that's how they was able to move on and buy a house on 6 Marone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he come from a well-grounded family. You know what I'm saying? Taught respect and shit like that. But I don't know if he wanted to be seen that day or what. You feel me? But that's how we met.
And that album cover that he did, I think, off the ramp when he got the gun in his hand and stuff like that. That was in the Mel For Me.
That was in the Mel For Me on
ramp.
Yeah.
Baby and then was on his album in the ramp too and all that. So Baby got ties to the Mel and to Saratoga.
No, it's like even though Baby from the 13th Wall, he's known big time in the 3rd Wall.
Okay.
The Mel For Me and the Magnolia and the Cali.
That's why he loved the whole Uptown.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now back to the group and all that. How did y'all put the group together and when did you meet Badass Yellow Boy?
Well, me and Yellow actually met before me and Tech did. We was babies, like 2 years old, 2 or 3 years old when we met. We always was neighbors, like stayed right around the corner from us our whole life. You know, and in the 7th grade, you know, once we and Tech didn't fight or whatever, became best of friends, we started a rap group. We found out that we had like a love for music, a common love for music, you feel me? He was in the band, I was in the band.
What you played in the band?
I played, then I played snare drum. I also played cymbals and baritone later on. But yeah, he was playing bells in the band at the time. But we just had a love for music. You know, we was doing a lot of shit together all the time. And then my uncle come back, he come back telling us about some shit, about rap music. You know, the Fat Boys and all them was out, whatever. So we paid attention to it and peeped it out. I never could sing. Tech always had a voice to sing, you know, but he didn't want to be a singer. He always wanted to rap once we found out about rap music.
Right.
You know, we gave it a try and that was it.
Damn. So and that's kind of how, and then how did the group come together?
Well, we formed a group at the time called the Sporty MCs, along with my little sister that was like 3 years old at the time, and my cousin. He played keyboards and he also was DJing for us at the time. So we used to rap positive, you know, we was the Sporty MCs and we had messages in our rap about crack cocaine, conscious messages, exactly. And what drugs do to you and shit like that. So, you know, we won every talent show in the city doing those type of songs, you know, but later on, we won the WYD challenge show and we was promised a contract and we didn't get to cut a record or got the contract. We got the money, which was like $500, but they never flew us to New York like they promised. So we was like, man, that rap shit ain't real. So years later, cats like Gregory D, DJ Jimmy, Hitman, you know, they really making records now, you know what I'm saying? So we like, damn.
Serious.
It's really popping out here now, you know? So we jumped back off into that lane. You know, I told you my little sister was 3 at the time, but once we started rapping again, we didn't want her to do the type of rap that we was doing.
Right.
You know, she was still young, but she wasn't that young, but you know, it was like totally disrespectful towards her. So we had to knock out the group, you know what I mean? And me and Tech started back rapping. During this time, my cousin, he didn't want a part of it or whatever. He, you know, doing something different. So me and Tech started rapping, going in Newtons and different little clubs, grabbing a mic, making little tapes here, tapes there. So everybody was on us, and we felt like, you know, we was gaining momentum, and people was really liking us, you know, behind that shit. So we decided to just keep it real and go in the studio, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We made a single called Another Bitch in the studio. What we did was, it was just me and Tech at the time. We dubbed the tape. We'll take like each night, each one of us a dub 50 tapes, put the song on one side. You know, these kids these days probably don't even know what a tape is.
Right. That's what Two Shotgun was doing too, yeah.
Yeah, a tape is actually, it was made before CDs.
Right.
You know, this 30 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we would dub the tape and sell it for $5. It just so happened, Baby got hold of one of those tapes and was interested in meeting us. He hooked up a meeting with a guy named Kevin. He got Kevin to hook up a meeting with us, with them.
Right.
You know, so we went to the office and sat down, heard what they was talking about and shit like that, and it was on from there.
Right. And you say at first when y'all went to the building or something like that, you said something about y'all was walking past each other and then they were trying to figure out what y'all was doing there.
Yeah, actually we walked in and got on the elevator together.
And where that was at?
It was on Tulane Street.
Okay.
It was their office, right? So we like, me and Tech, we fresh to death. We got ballads, polo, jabot, that type shit on, you know what I'm saying? Looking like dope boys.
Right.
And that's what we was doing during this time, you know what I'm saying? So they get on the elevator the same way pretty much. Mm-hmm. But we not knowing this Cash Money, they not knowing this UNLV.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we get on the elevator, we both go up to the 5th floor. They go to the right, we go to the left. So as they go to the office, we looking for the address on the door. Never saw it, so we end up going the back way, the other way where they went. And we knocked on the door, Slim opened the door. He was like, "What's up?" You know, like, "Man, what's that? We looking for Cash Money, we UNLV." And Bill was like, "Damn, wasn't y'all just on the elevator with us?" We were like, "Yeah." He said, "Man, come on in, what's that?" And we went from there, bro.
Right, and the rest of it. So how did y'all go from conscious rappers to uptown niggas living violent? Like,
okay, first of all, the name comes from, I'ma use it as like a similar Hot Boy story. You know, actually the Hot Boys got their story, they got their name from Gangsta and, you know, Mosquito and all those,
Sterling,
you know. They used to call themselves the Hot Boys.
Right.
Well, my cousin DH the Great, another cat by the name of Tootie and Boogie, they had like maybe six cats that they used to run with. And they was into the same thing. They was like doing their thing, dope boys, you know, had big money and shit, youngsters, you know what I'm saying? But they used to call themselves UNLV, you know. So I told Damien, look, one of the homies got killed. Tootie was like the main one. Tootie got killed. After Tootie got killed, they like, all of them start fading away. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't even fucking with it. Right. So I told Damien, look, dog, we gonna use that name and start a rap group. I mean, we were similar to them. You know, we had the girls going crazy. We didn't have that type of dope money like they had. You know what I'm saying? And the shit under our belts like they had. You know what I'm saying? But we was up and coming.
Right.
You feel me? So we took that name and made UNLV the same acronyms, and we just used it for our rap group.
That's crazy, because I know a dude that said he come up on y'all. He was young. He used to stay around 6 Barone. He said he remember he used to get his hair cut by this dude. I think the dude was in a wheelchair or something. Yeah, and he said another dude used to be like kind of, you know, I think he was like a mentally challenged. He said he used to go in a lot of people's houses and all that, but he was a smart dude.
Joe.
Yeah. So he was like, he said, y'all heard about Joe, and so he said he was over there one time and y'all was saying, man, we just did woo-woo, and he was like, man, them dudes really living their rhymes. Yeah. Because he had overheard y'all saying some shit, you and Tech, about some shit that happened.
Right.
But he was in there getting his hair cut, but he was young, so he was like, them dudes really was living their rhymes. Yeah. He would remember because he was over there by Slew getting his hair cut and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so he's cut everybody's hair.
Slew like a milestone, a major factor in around 6 and B area. Right. You know, for one, he young. It was Yellow Boy, little cousin. He could rap his ass off. He was the young dude that used to cut everybody's hair around there. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, just live a rough life, you know what I'm saying? Right now he doing time. He on his way home right now for 10-year jokes.
So he doing time out in Louisiana?
Yeah, he doing time in Louisiana. He in Hunts right now. He on his way home December.
So when y'all made 6 and Barone, how was that like creative process now? Because I feel like when y'all started working with Manny Fresh, because like to me when I hear like Kilo G and you know Lil Slim had the bounce sound too, the bounce slide ride, but I'm talking about like y'all sound was different from Kilo G to me. Mm-hmm. Y'all had that sound that y'all created with Fresh. It was a bounce sound, and that song, a lot of people from downtown, uptown, across the river, east, when y'all made Get Into It with a Nigga Gotta Tow My Gun, that shit, they said when they heard that, it was like, y'all had everybody going crazy. How y'all made them songs?
Well, the process for making 6 and Barone, it actually come from everybody that used to be on 6 and Barone. Everybody, we'll start rapping on the house. We used to be on the same house. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody take a turn and rap. And everybody start their rap off while I was chilling on the corner of 6 and Barone. And then everybody started their rap off like that. That was the process of that song. You know what I'm saying? And for our process well, making albums and music, period, you know, people didn't know this, but we didn't do anything different but change our lyrics. We put lyrics over bounce music. You know what I'm saying? We not totally considered as bounce rappers, but the secret to us, we rapped over bounce beats.
That's crazy you said, because I saw Sugar Slim being interviewed, I think, at Laola, and the white guy was asking him a question. He was like, what was y'all formula to Cash Money?
Right.
He said, well, I'm gonna give y'all our secret. Our secret was we was rapping over bounce beats. But when y'all first started with y'all, it was the Trigger Man. But he said we eventually learned how to make the bouncy type beats without using Trigger Man, so we wouldn't have to pay. But that's all we did. We knew people liked the mid-tempo type beats. We gave them what they wanted, and New Orleans loved it. So I'll be trying to figure out, like I said, right now with it, but that's a whole nother story we'll get into later. But like you said, y'all knew when did y'all know, like, damn, like with these lyrics and the way Fresh is running these beats, like this shit, they going crazy, we got something?
We didn't know that we was actually doing something. We didn't know how
that was groundbreaking. The first album, y'all probably
we didn't know that. The first album we didn't know how, you know, that all we knew is everybody was doing the regular call and chant, and we wasn't. Right. You know what I'm saying? We never knew that we really was putting gangster lyrics over bounce beats.
So that's what I'm saying. So when y'all did start doing it, probably by, you know, the second album, when did y'all start feeling like, all right, New Orleans fucking with us, and Cash Money know like we the group that's like really like the flagship artist that's really like holding it down and shit?
Yeah, we knew it. Mac Mouth Cali album, that third album, we knew exactly what was happening with us and what kind of weight that we was holding towards the company.
The impact, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, let's keep our foot on the gas.
And why was it so important for y'all to title that? I mean, to me, when I was thinking about it last night, I said for them to name it Mouth Mac Cali, that was smart because that's all the main projects.
Right, that's the three projects.
The third one. Yeah.
And that's also the three projects. Even though me and Yella never stayed in a project, you could have called me in the Magnolia at any given time. Right. You know what I'm saying? You could catch Yella fucking around in the Cali. You know, he went to Booker T, and all his little partners were from the Cali. And Tech actually grew up in the Mouth. Right. You know, so we had, you know, love for those projects. It was like maybe 5 different meanings we had them naming Mac Mouth Cali. You know, it was only right.
Nah, that was a genius.
If you think about our albums, a lot of our albums are like streets, projects, where we from, Uptown for Life, you know what I'm saying?
Boy, baby, so I remember seeing that when I was younger, because my cousin used to live in the Mouth, and we started to stop at Church Chicken on Martin Luther King Clipboard and go to the Mouth. But I remember seeing that actual billboard right there, up there, and all that shit was like crazy. Like, damn, that's really a Cash Money album cover. Really, you know, baby, really up there and all that stuff like that. So when y'all made the song, we bought it in 95, because I know Master P did it on the True album in 95, and y'all did it too. But I know Master P took songs that he took from the Ice Cream Man from Drew Down, I think, and Yup Mouth. So when I heard y'all's, I was kind of like, this kind of had to be from UNLV, because UNLV was really, really hot, even though they came out around the same time. I mean, I know y'all made that song that was like a diss towards like Big Boy and T4
Mystical,
and all that.
Partners in Crime, and Jubilee.
Right.
That's what the diss was. I mean, we had fuses going on with Partners in Crime, real beef, so you know, we aimed at them on that song. We had a problem with Jubilee. There wasn't no physical problem or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? But he had to get it also. And Mystical, you know what I'm saying? We was going back and forth with Mystical. Right. We mentioned him on there, but we didn't really aim at him like we did on Uptown for Life. Right, because Mystical did say, I ain't never gonna bow. That was a shot at y'all. Right. And that was a hot record. We was standing somewhere at that time. I remember hearing that bow to that. Why you felt like Yellow Boy felt like, you know, I'm gonna do this song even though people might be like, man, you done a bounce record? See, Yella was initially a dancer. Yella always was a dancer. I mean, dude, I'm gonna give you a perfect example of the kind of dancer Yella was. Yella was back in the day, Skip. Like, what's his boy name? Skip be dancing, how Willie Puck. Yeah, how boy Skip be dancing. Yeah. He was on that level. He wasn't no shaking and popping and all that. You know, he wasn't. you know what I'm saying? But he was a dancer. He used to do the shoulders and all that shit. Then
He could flex and everything.
yeah, I can remember. Weeby was one of those dancers. You know, he used to do the same type of dance back in the G2.
Yeah.
But Yella was initially a dancer. Yella learned how to rap. I mean, he put his all in his raps like a motherfucker and got real good at it.
Right.
But at the same time, he always keep in mind that initially he's a dancer. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna create a song. He had a chance to put a solo song out on our album. That's where that's gonna come from, his roots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get on there talking about, I done this, I sold this, I sold. Nah, you know, we wasn't on that level. Yella wasn't on that level. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he done his thing in the street, not taking no street credit from him at all. But Yella never hustled, dog.
Right. But Don't You Be Greedy, and Don't You Be Greedy was his record, huh?
Yeah,
Don't You Be Greedy. That was that shit.
Right,
Wayne that did it over on the mixtape, but that was the shit. And the way Fresh had that, like the way he did that shit was just, like I said, so fire to me.
Actually, we was working on our solo albums together. Yella had like 3 songs, well, 4 songs. I had 3 songs. And that was one of the songs that he had completed.
Oh, that was one of the songs he had completed?
Yeah, before he was murdered.
Damn, that shit was crazy. So, I mean, when did y'all ever have any physical, because I interviewed Mr. Meaner before, and he was telling me about when he came to Cash Money and they had a song y'all had did about him in Superdome or something, and y'all said something, and then they heard the song or something like that. Y'all did a song like Everybody Jocking UNLV style, why is everybody, and then he said that's what made them make the song that they made or whatever.
See, there's a lot of stories, bro, because I mean, I don't know what their problem was, why they had beef with us. But the only thing I could tell you, our beef was with them, mainly my beef with them was, y'all don't even like us, y'all don't know us and y'all don't like us. Y'all call yourself, throwing stones, whatever, y'all don't know us, dog.
Right.
That, and plus I was messing with one of their partners, old lady.
I was about to ask that.
They baby mama, and they I felt like they was hating on a nigga behind that shit.
Right, so that's what's it.
So, not to mention, we auditioned them for Cash Money.
Right.
And we told Baby them, nah, they trying to sound like us. So all this, I'm thinking that's why they got beef with us.
Oh,
you
that makes sense. Like,
I
say,
never
why
knew.
is everybody jocking UNLV style, right?
UNLV style.